guys, this is House Ramirez. You already know what's up. We're out here celebrating, just being goddesses out here in Atlanta. Y'all know what's up. I'm here with my sister, Tera. Tera, can you please introduce yourself to our audience, to our listeners, and to our readers? Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from. Where's your family from? Where are you from? Tell us about yourself.
Oh, hey family, it is Tera Chantelle. I am the author of Self-Love Manual. I am the producer, writer of Royal Purpose. I have a podcast called Take the Lead Podcast, and I'm the host of that and the mastermind behind Bag Talk Session. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio, and now I am in the A, living my best life, pursuing all my heart desires, and truly this journey has been amazing thus far, and I'm just so thankful for the opportunity to talk to my queen today.
Hey, so repping it up, Cleveland, Ohio, but also A-Town. Y'all know what's up. We get down here heavy. Atlanta represent.
Come on,
Tera. I'm noticing all the big moves you're doing. You're acting. You're podcasting. You're a fellow podcast sister. We're in the same Elevate Health tribe. Shout out to Lauren and Elevate Health. You're just doing big things. So can you please tell us a little bit more about what it is that Tera does? Like, what do you do? You're a woman of many hats.
Yes.
So tell us what it is that you do.
Yes. Well, what I really love to do and what I pursue is I teach other people how to love themselves authentically, abundantly, unapologetically, by still focusing on the spiritual evolution of things, because we just simply need that reminder of who we are again. Because living this life of capitalism, they get paid for us to think less than ourselves. So we have to continue to remind ourselves who we are and who we were made to become and born to be. We are destined for greatness. We are destined to do what we are called to do. But it's about trusting ourselves again, believing ourselves again, and understanding that we are spiritual beings having this human experience. So we have to nourish our soul. We have to nourish our spirit, because right now we are truly living in suffering. But that's what life is all about. It's not supposed to be Skittles and rainbows, but if you're able to proactively react to this and have awareness of this life, then you're going to move different. You're going to move abundantly and have a much better positive attitude. So that's what we be teaching over here, sis, every day.
Yes. And it's a beautiful path that you're taking to just help us all just elevate to the next step in life. We have levels. Me and my sister, Anna Nyakana, we were actually speaking about that this year. We were talking about how our lives just have levels, and it's growth. And like you said, we're into our spiritual selves, but we're here on earth, and we have to make the best of being here on earth. And, it is a capitalist system, so it does diminish us to think less of, so we can acquire more materialistic things to think that we're greater, when in reality, we're already great within ourselves. We just got to tap into it. So I want to encourage everybody to just follow you, to listen to your podcast, to really pay attention to what it is that you're telling us to motivate us to be a better version of ourselves. So I want to thank you for that, because it truly is love for your community that you're doing this. So thank you.
Yes, I believe that we are all just here as vessels teaching a lesson, and whatever creative ideas that we have within ourselves, we can manifest it. But it's truly about that belief, speaking life over yourself, being your best friend out here, cheering yourself on. We got to stop being mean to ourselves. That's the reason why we got standstill. That's the reason why the process is slower than expected. It's you versus you. Nobody's in your way but you.
Mm-hmm. You know how people say you're either your greatest cheerleader or worst enemy, because it all starts in your mind. The way you talk to yourself, the way you treat yourself, whether it's with what you eat or how you think, because we consciously just speak to ourselves in our minds, sometimes out loud, but most often than other times, it's in our minds. And we have to speak light into ourselves in order to pour that out to others. And like you said, we have to be able to do it to ourselves, treat ourselves with love, so we can then move forward into the next direction, next step, which is loving others. So yeah.
That's the only way to have a healthy relationship is first loving yourself, because no wonder why relationships are so difficult. You haven't took the time to look inside of yourself, fix whatever, heal yourself, learn about you, and life begins to be so much more lighter.
Can you tell us how you got into this? Because this is exciting. The fact that you understand your worth, your ability to do whatever it is that you want to do, and you're a go-getter. You go get it. I see you, sis. And not just knowing your power, but also wanting to teach us how to tap into that power if we've yet haven't done so. How did you get into that?
A whole bunch of failed relationships, a whole bunch of failed friendships, this journey of life experiencing. I was a party girl, a mean girl. I was all different types of girls to get to my truest being of self. And I feel like we have to have grace on ourselves and not let the past define us. Truly, that's how you become who you are, by exploring, by questioning, by learning about yourself. The only way we are going to awaken if we question everything. And I'm a rebel out here. My spirit is a rebel. I don't like to be boxed in, so my spirit is too free to allow someone to allow me to play small. But once I figured out, okay, something's not right, but we always have the answers within. And it's truly about trusting our intuition when our intuition tells you they not for you. They don't really like you. It's time to let go. But we be so hard-headed sometimes. We don't want to listen. We got to get to rock bottom in order to really just wake up in awareness. So I started with just letting go of the bad habits, of the toxic traits, and looking inside of myself. And once I started spending so much time with who I am, I began to really love myself on a deeper spiritual level. And then I realized, like, wow, the spiritual aspect of life hits different. Because I was very materialistic. I was chasing money, but you don't have to chase anything. You don't have to look outside of yourself any longer once you realize our power. And they don't want us to tap into our power, sis, because we're going to stop buying things we don't need. We're going to stop spending money. We're going to stop hanging out and wasting time. So I really try to remind other people, give yourself grace, because then this life begins to just be lighter. It was just like a weight lifted off of my shoulders once I started just understanding who I was on a conscious level. That self-awareness makes things so much clearer. The journey is so much more smoother. It's not going to be easy, but if you are aware that it's not going to be easy, now you're not going to step into the puddle when it gets right in front of your face.
Yeah, I agree with you. In my life, I'm pretty sure everybody can relate. Whoever is reading this, seeing this, or hearing this, everyone can relate. There's different journeys that we take in life. We all live pretty much the same life. We're born, we live a middle life, and then we die, But in that journey, we take different steps, different walks in life, and we learn. We transform into different beings. We change, we evolve, right? And to see great beauty in your presence, just you're radiant in the presence that you're in, we feel that. We feel your growth. We feel the love. We feel the appreciation for everything that you've had to go through to get to where you're at. And as someone that has also endured a lot in life, I've also been the materialistic girl. I was never really the mean girl. I guess I was a tomboy, and I used to bully people that would fight on my brothers. It was just weird. But, I went through different stages, and now I can honestly tell you, now that I understand my worth, I understand how happy I am just being me and knowing the power of me, hey, look, Shawty over here go to the thrift store and goes when it's 99 cents certain days.
Oh, I love it!
Colors, okay? I don't care if I'm wearing 99 cents outfit. I'd be happy as hell.
So happy.
So, I'm telling you, the beauty of having sisters, of having a tribe, of sisters that have tapped into who they really are and knowing their worth and their magic. It's really magic. What we can do anything we want to do. And seeing our growth, that's amazing.
And especially us coming together. Especially us coming together especially us coming together like this is even more magnificent.
Yeah, and we're stronger together, so that's what I be telling people all the time. Like, we have to stick together. Like, we're sisters. Like, even if we're doing like the same thing, you're not my competition. We can still collaborate because there's something that I don't know, and there's something I know that you don't know, and we could work together and we could be great together. What we need right now, we need more representation of us in the media, in doctor fields, and whatever field it is that we are good at, we need more representation. So why would we tear down our sisters when the children, the next generations that are going to lead us, they need to see proper representation? So it's like, don't tear each other down, uplift each other, a tribe. You know what we could do together? Well, but I'm just saying, rhetorically talking to our audience, y'all know what y'all could do together if y'all just team up? Like, seriously, either with the young ladies in your neighborhood, young ladies at school, at work. Like, people say, oh, you can't be friends with people at work. They just trying to break you down even more into this box and confine you. But nah, team up. Look what you're good at, and then see what other sisters are good at, and just link up. Build up,
So yeah. That's why I appreciate you for this platform, bridging the gaps in between us, because that is so necessary. We just don't understand teamwork makes the dream work, and the adversary wants us to be against each other. So how you said, if we can maximize our potential, but that's when we all have to know ourselves. You know what you are great at, I know what I'm great at, so now we can come together, link up, and execute. But it's that is what it's all about. We cannot do it alone. We were not made to do it alone. It's about that connection. It is truly about that. And I just thank you for creating this space for us, because it's so needed. This is truly purposeful and meaningful, and it's bigger than all of us.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor to just have creative, talented, aspiring entrepreneurs on my platform, So thank you for being here and letting us know what you got going on. Also, besides uplifting the community and letting everybody tap into their greater selves, you are also a successful entrepreneur. So would you suggest entrepreneurship to people nowadays? Would you?
I would suggest multiple streams of income out here. You got to have areas in all different areas. I really believe you should not box yourself in. Do not listen to the people that says that you got to put a cap on your gifts. If you want to sew today, if you want to cook tomorrow, if you want to paint today, whatever you want to do, you can truly maximize it and truly monetize your spiritual gifts. But that is being aware of what are you great at and truly be of service. Like, that's the only way you are going to have a successful journey, is truly looking out for other people and trying to help other people. Don't be about me. It's really about edging out the ego, getting rid of the ego. Kill that ego, because it doesn't serve us any good, and we cannot chase money. Money is going to come to us because money loves us. Money is going to work for us. So if we just do this mind shift, like, I'm abundant, it's enough out here for all of us, I can do this today, I don't need to limit myself. But that's when we are aware of what we are great at. So I would suggest everyone just to study themselves. I've just been studying myself. I realized, like, my life path is that's why I work so hard. I'm a builder. I get things done. I get my hands dirty. But once you really dive deep into your inner being and understand what was I created here to do. But we all have ideas, and it's so important to manifest it whichever way is possible. But we are creators. Maximize it on every way possible.
Yes. So it's okay. You know how people say you can't do two things at one time? It's okay to have different hobbies. And when you start digging into different hobbies, like you said, you refine what it is that you like to do. And when you realize what you're good at, you found your purpose. And when you find your purpose, like you said, it helps refine that ego, like break it down to the point where it's not holding you back, because our ego is really what holds us back, you know. um, Take a look at children. They don't have any ego. They're very free spirited, they're very forward going, and we have to learn from them. We have to learn. We were once like that, and as adults, if we put that in practice, we don't judge people, we just go with the flow. Of course, you know, we are cautious, but we go with the flow and we vibe with people. And you know, we become to a point where we trust others, then we could build on that trust and grow even more. But I think that, you know, and don't limit yourself to just one good thing that you're good at, you know. um, Go ahead and strengthen that hobby that you like and you're good at, and then hit another one and strengthen that. And like you said, you have to have multiple streams of income. You can't just stick to one. That's what society has made us to think that is okay and normal. And I guess that would have worked like 50, 60 years ago. But in today's world, women and men work, and men and women take care of the household together. And you know, we can't do it just off of one job. We have to have different sources of income. Yes. And if more and more people start paying attention that that's the new wave, like that's the new move, like that's the reality of things, and we're encouraging them to be entrepreneurs, then they'll be great in whatever it is that they do.
Yes.
Yep.
I love how you mentioned about how children do not have an ego. We have to get back to our childlike spirit and stop trying to think of ourselves as too cool for school and trying to be so standoffish. We gotta laugh at ourselves. We're not gonna be perfect. We truly have to be so much lighter and not take this life so seriously. And once you step into your purpose, I feel like things just start making sense and everything just starts aligning spiritually. You are meant to feel good. That is the ultimate good goal, is to feel good all the time. So if you are there and not trying to focus on how to get a quick buck and not focusing on the now, that is what it's about. Focus on the now and everything will work out.
And you know, I see the pattern. I just have to speak on it. Sometimes, you know, when we're young, we chase that dollar. You know, we got to pay bills. We got to do this, or I want this. But when we really stop focusing on the dollars, we start focusing on our purpose and helping others. Because when you tap into your purpose leads you to serve others, to do for others. That purpose is to help others. That's what we're brought here to do, help, right? And to be great while we're helping. And you do get more joy when you give to others. And that's just a natural thing. It is true. So when you literally focus on your purpose and you're giving to others, that happiness, like you were mentioning, is so much more than the value of money. So I just like you, I encourage everybody to be entrepreneurs. If you don't know how to go about it, you know, I was talking to one of my sisters and she said, I'm just trying all different types of things, you know, and that's what you do. You just start fishing. I don't know. Just do something, you know?
You are on the right track. You are on the right track, trying different things one day at a time. That's all it takes. You have to figure things out. We are truly going to be the first generation of millionaires, of entrepreneurs. They don't have a handbook for this. They don't have a handbook for life. We all trying to figure this life out. So you on the right track.
Yeah, and we're oracles, so we're able to see our past from our families. We're able to live in the now, grow now, and see a future, see the vision for our future, and not just for us, but for many generations to come. So now is the time where we're breaking different stereotypes and barriers that many of our ancestors dreamed of doing or couldn't even do, even if they didn't know how to do or didn't see the vision. So yeah, there's no book for what we're doing, and we're doing it great. You know, like for example, what happened with the stock market, the white collared people, they weren't ready for that. The big dollar, good old boy club, they weren't ready for all that. They didn't know that we were smart enough to catch on and make money too. So they didn't have a book to prepare for this when they invented the stock market. Nobody has a book for being, great in their own being, in their own sense of way, their purpose. And we're doing it well. So I just keep encouraging everybody, just like you.
Just have that grace on yourself. You are doing amazing every single day.
Yes, and we have to be nice to each other. You know, sometimes we go through things, and sometimes we're in the groove of finding out what it is that we're good at, and it's not easy. Once you get a hang of it, it becomes easy. But in that process, we have to be tactful with one another. We have to be gentle with one another. We all go through different things in the groove of finding our purpose. So just thank you so much for being like a bright light for us in our community and just pouring into us, because that's really what we need right now. We're seeing a lot of crazy stuff happening in the US right now. And it's like, when we go to your page or we go to your podcast, we know we get positivity.
Thank you.
So
that
thank
means
you.
so much. That means so much because realizing that we all have a light within and we must shine in the darkness. We must truly try to inspire others by just being the best version of ourselves. That's the best way to live. Just being truly, when you are in your purpose and understanding that things are just gonna work itself out. We don't have to force anything, and that's just what this journey is all about. I've tried to enjoy this process, like every day waking up, even though we're gonna have hardships, but enjoy this moment and stay in the blissful state of that peace of mind, because as long as you got that peace of mind, you're successful in my eyes.
Exactly. Yeah, you're giving the effort, you're giving the effort into being great. And in the whole midst of that point of being the bright light, you're tapping into that more and more. You're becoming an amazing person to us all, especially our tribe and sisters. But what do you think would make us a better people, or what do you think we have to do as a people to make our world a better place?
To make our world a better place, we first have to start within. We first have to look within ourselves. We have to heal ourselves. We have to begin to learn about ourselves, gain the knowledge of ourselves, and just take time for solitude. Because once you take that time for solitude, you're not going to hear no negative chatter. It's not going to be people in your ear to distract you off of your truth. We have to get back to our truest self. As you stated before, like as childhood, kids are just so free, carefree. They don't have an ego. We start to get into this world and get materialized and fetishized and hypnotized off of things to make that define us. We already were worth so much more than we just couldn't even imagine. It's about getting back to your truest self. And I would truly suggest for everyone, take that time for solitude and learn about you, because everything will start to make sense and you will not start seeking outside of yourself. It's the reason why relationships are failing, because people are seeking for their relationships to complete them. You have to complete yourself. We have to come together as two equal people in order to build a spiritual partnership. And that's what it's all about, being able to be the best versions of yourself and not blame other people. Oh, you did this to me. I'm acting like this because of you, and start looking at yourself. Whoever you're around is just a mirror of you. So if you're around successful people, you successful. If you're around negative people, you just might be one of them. So we got to stop blaming and just take the time to heal ourselves. We've been through a lot just overall, even just in 2020. So just imagine if we just keep running away from ourselves, keep looking outside of ourselves, keep running. It's just gotta stop running and just take the time of stillness and get into the mindfulness state and realize, who am I and what I was created to do. I gotta stop running. But that's self-love. I feel like if we all take the time to enjoy the self-love journey, I think this world would be a little much more better.
I would agree. It's a process, been there, done that, thinking that a relationship would kind of like help me feel better, and then when I realized I had to sit my butt down, it was 2016. I literally sat on my bed and was like, I think I'm fucked up. Like, I'm all the way fucked up. I'm messed up. Like, it's not
that
just
is huge.
Everybody else. Like, there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
And I had to be really honest with myself, and I had to be like, yo, I shouldn't have spoken to that person like that. Like, that's fucked up, you know? And I mostly it was men. I was mad at men, but I knew that I had to heal from past situations and let that go. You got to let it go in order to move forward and feel free. Get that lifted off of your shoulders, you know? But yeah, so it's a journey, but I do believe that once you start loving yourself as an individual in general, for everyone out there listening, that will make the world a better place, because then we'll just be a whole bunch of loving individuals walking around like, hey, what's up, dude? Hey, what's up, sis? Hey, what's
yes,
up?
because
Hey,
now you are.
like, what you looking at?
Oh my goodness. Once I took the time to love myself properly and wholeheartedly, I got so much love to give, sis. It's so much love to give. You will not be in limitations. You will not be in ego and comparison. You just want everyone to feel this type of way once you get to feeling your way. Like, it's okay to properly take the time to love ourselves. It's not selfish. That's the way the media and society tries to paint us for just choosing ourselves and saying no. Is power in your no, is power in your yes. And if it doesn't align, you have to stand on your truth in order to just grow. But hey, that love, when we truly love ourselves, it's so freeing, and it's so much freedom in that.
Yeah, it never ends, you know. And also, we have to know how we want to be loved by loving ourselves first. So if we get with someone, we don't know how to properly, you know, accept love because we haven't fully loved ourselves first.
Wow.
So it starts within.
Wow, that's deep.
But yeah, I completely agree with you. I do want people to hear that and be like, yo, I got to start being real with myself. Because I was there, you know, I was there. I used to be like, my shit don't stink. What the fuck you looking at? I was bad, but, you know.
We all was there, though. Like, we all feel this. Like, we all been through it. And that's just a part of this growing journey. But it's so much vulnerability how you just state that and own it. And now it's so relatable.
Yeah. Most that. The process, there's levels, you know.
There's levels
but,
to
you know,
it.
With your great, wise, you know, steps that you've taken in life, you've grown a lot, you've learned a lot, and you're still learning, you're still growing, because I see you doing big things. I'm like, yo, I need your autograph before you pop up, because hold up, shot over here getting big. Okay, I see you. So,
I'm learning every day.
All this, you what?
I said, I'm just learning every day, sis. We all just learning.
I'm proud of you.
Thank
I'm very
you.
proud of you. I'm proud to call you my sister.
Thank you, my queen.
I only talk shit. You know, I be talking shit. But, you know, you're accumulating all this knowledge and experience. And, you know, we all do that when we're growing as individuals, as entrepreneurs. But I always pick entrepreneurs' brain, and I want to know what pieces of advice do they have for our youth. And not just our youth. There's a lot of old people, you know, like our mom, dads, and even grandparents starting their own businesses right now.
Come on.
Like, if they're just starting off, it's new to them. What pieces of advice do you have?
I would truly advise everyone to get on the journey of personal development, knowing that it's a never-ending process of awareness. We're not going to just get to a state of consciousness like, okay, I'm done now. This journey is everlasting. So once you realize that you are a student at this life, so listen more than you speak. Soak up game when others are around you. Share knowledge, because it's going to come right back. If you give love, it's going to come back tenfold. But understand the laws of the universe is so key to success, because that is just a part of the journey. And realizing that it's a definite that you have to turn off the TV. You have to not be scrolling unconsciously. You need to read more. And knowing that that is what it is, because These things are traps as a distraction, so you don't tap into your potential, so you don't start your business, so you don't launch your book. These are traps of distraction. So you have to turn off Netflix. You got to turn off the reality show. You got to turn off the negative music that does not uplift you or inspire you. It's truly a plan of the adversary to dumb you down, to keep you on such a low frequency. That is what is so necessary. Once I shut off all the noise, that's when the enlightenment started to come. That's when I'm able to have conversations without saying and stuttering and doing all this, because I'm just been gaining all the tools and the resources to become the best version of myself. You're not going to compete with nobody once you truly understand it's you versus you. You just trying to be the best version of yourself each and every day. And once you have grace on yourself, you be light with yourself. You start laughing at yourself. I laugh every day, and that just sets off endorphins in your mind, like, wow, you are achieving your goals each and every day. I create a to-do list, so I cross everything out, and that makes my endorphins go off. So it's like, wow, this is the journey. I'm on this momentum of success. So I'm not going to get burnt out. I'm not going to feel like, oh, I'm not doing enough, because I'm setting off endorphins every single day by laughing, by crossing things off, by doing what I was called to do. So that is so necessary. I would advise everyone to create a to-do list. That works for me. Reading and stop scrolling so much. And truly be a producer of your life and give that love, and it's going to come right back.
I'm over here trying to hold my laughter because I am the queen of to-do lists. I am the queen of the list.
They work! They work!
Oh, you do that too?
Oh my goodness.
Such a fulfillment when you cross out in the iPhone. I told you I got a new iPhone.
Yes.
So it's not like a cross. I haven't learned. I'm pretty sure it does the cross a word out, but in my notes, I like do the bubble and then I do the check. And every time I check something up, I'm like, yeah.
That's the endorphin going off. That's
so,
incredible.
Yeah, you know, I appreciate that piece of advice, and I would take that for myself too, because I'm always on social media. You know, with marketing, I have to be up to date, seeing what's being posted, what's new, and just picking up on new algorithms, new tags, just different things. Yeah. And yeah, I have to put that phone down. I'm not a believer of cable. I'm like a cheapskate.
Yes.
So we have Netflix. So I definitely have to put Netflix down from time to time, because on my free time, what's Leslie doing? She ain't got the kids for a whole week. She's sitting on her sofa watching Netflix for hours and hours and hours. Okay? So I'm going to take that advice for myself. I'm not ashamed of it. Yes. I know what I got to work on, and that's something I got to work on. So thank you for that.
Oh, my goodness. I appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you. It just goes back and forth. You know, it's like a whole cycle of life. So, sis, you know, I'm pretty sure you're familiar. House Ramirez is big on shout-outs. We got to shed light on those who matter the most to us, right?
Yes.
So, I do a House Ramirez shout-out at the end of my show. And I want to know who Tera wants to shout out on House Ramirez.
Oh, I definitely got to shout you out, sis, to start it off, for just thanking you for this opportunity and just the honor you have blessed me with. It has truly been amazing. I appreciate the flowers. You know, I believe that we got to give each other our flowers while we can smell them, and that you just see me. You know, you see me, you recognize me, and you understand me means so much to me. So I just want to shout you out, and of course shouting out my family and my close friends for genuinely supporting me, loving me. I focus on who loves me, not who don't. You know, who truly, genuinely wants me to succeed.